Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of me reading a book, and its name is How Airplanes Get From Here to There. So, let's get started with our story. How Airplanes Get From Here to There by Jordan D. Brown. And in this video of part 1, we are going to read chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 1. Up, up, and away. Your heart is pounding and your palms are sweaty. The pilot just announced that your plane will take off any minute. You check that your seatbelt is tightened, and then look out the window. The plane's engines roar as the aircraft races down the runway. Faster and faster, and then you're in the air. Soon, the houses and cars below look like tiny toys. You wonder about the amazing flying machine you're on. How does a heavy airplane fly in the air? How does the pilot steer? And why are your ears clogged? By the end of this book, you'll know the answers to these questions and more, and be a science of fun stuff expert on the exciting world of airplanes. Every day, millions of people fly on airplanes. Most passengers are more concerned about snacks and crying babies than they are about being so high up. Long ago, things were different. No one thought we could fly as high as birds. Then the Wright brothers changed everything. They used science and stick-to-itiveness to invent the first successful airplane. Chapter 2. The famous Wright flight. If you ask people who invented the airplane, most will say easy, the Wright brothers. Some might even know that the brothers' first flight took place in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903. But if you ask people to tell you how Orville and Wilbur Wright created the first powered airplane, they'll probably say, I'll get back to you. Many people don't know that before the Wright brothers succeeded, they faced many obstacles and disasters. Critics told them they were wasting their time and to give up. But the Wright brothers ignored the critics. They kept asking questions. Did years of careful experiments and always learned from their failures. In short, they acted like scientists. Their first successful flight happened on December 17, 1903, on a windy day on a beach in North Carolina. Orville flew the plane for 12 seconds and traveled 120 feet. Then, later that day, Wilbur piloted their plane for 59 seconds and flew more than 850 feet. Success! After many years of hard work, they had finally done it. But what were the steps that led to that day? Flashback to the 1890s. Orville and Wilbur owned a bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio. The brothers loved designing and repairing bikes, but they were also very curious about human flight. People had already flown in hot air balloons and gliders, but these aircraft had many accidents because they were tricky to control. The brothers believed they could do better. So they did some research. They read as many books as they could on the science of flight. They wrote letters to scientists and inventors, asking lots of questions. They studied birds to see how the birds' wings help the animals steer and glide. In 1901, in order to test different wing strengths, they built a machine called a wind tunnel. It used a strong fan to blow air. The Wright brothers flew gliders, aircraft without engines, in 1900s, 1901, and 1902. But although their 1903 plane had an engine, it didn't have the same innovations as a modern plane. So they needed to figure out many aspects of how to control it, such as a way to control the plane's roll, how the wingtips tilt up and down. Wilbur discovered a great solution by accident. One day in the bike shop, he was twisting a long cardboard box back and forth while chatting with a customer. Aha! He realized that they could twist the plane's wings the same way, using ropes to help them steer. When they had enough information, they built unpowered gliders for more than 2 years. For safety, they flew these planes on ropes like a kite. To test them out, they took a train about 600 miles to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. They chose that place because the winds there are constant, and they knew they needed lots of wind to get their gliders off the ground. Orville and Wilbur tested more than 200 different wings and made more than 1,000 flights on gliders. A tool called an anemometer helped them measure wind speed. They used math to figure out how to build and improve the parts. By experimenting, they became the better pilots too. After they mastered the glider, they added a motor to help the plane take off and stay in the air. They first considered a car engine, but it was too heavy. So the brothers built a lighter motor themselves. They even made their own propellers. After their first successful flight in Kitty Hawk in 1903, the Wright brothers kept experimenting. They wanted a plane that could stay in the air for hours, not minutes, and could safely land. By 1905, their plane, called the Flyer 3, could stay in the air a long time and even fly in circles. Their hard work had paid off, which was good news for them and for the inventors who followed and improved on their early efforts. And great news for everyone who loves to fly today. And that's the end of this video. This part. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, click to subscribe and don't forget to click the little bell so you can watch more of my videos. And don't miss part 2 because there will be a pop quiz to see how much you've learned. Bye!